Guys, we're back, and seriously, this is getting crazy. Seriously. The days at Melodrama High grew longer as the shadows of Tom Rodrigo's influence began to stretch further across the school. Students whispered in the halls about his return. We are of the man who seemed to thrive on chaos and control. The among them was Luke Robinson, the younger brother of Jordan Robinson, who had just started his freshman year. Luke had always been different from his older brother, where Jordan was characteristic and confident. Luke was more reserved, preferring to keep his head down and stay out of trouble. But the burden of living up to the Robinson name weighed heavily on him, especially now that Jordan seemed to be slipping into a darker path under Tom's influence. One afternoon, Luke found himself lingering after class, staring at the empty seats around him. He had stayed behind to finish on assignment, but now the silence of the empty classroom felt oppressive. As he gathered his things to leave, the door creaked open and Tom Rodrigo stepped in. "Look, Robinson," Tom said, his voice moving and inviting. "I've been meaning to have a word with you." Luke looked up, startled. He hadn't had much interaction with Tom, but he knew enough about him to be wary. Sure, Mr. Rodriguez," he replied casually. "What's this about?" Tom moved closer, his demeanour calm and almost fatherly. "I've noticed you around. Look, you're a smart kid, but it seems like you're not living up to your full potential. It must be tough being in the shadow of your brother." Luke stiffened at the mention of Jordan. He had spent his entire life trying to escape the shadow, trying to carve out his own identity. "I'm doing fine," Luke said, though his voice lacked conviction. Tom nodded, as if he understood completely. "I can see that you're trying, but I also see how much pressure you're under. People expect you to be just like Jordan, perfect grades, star athlete, the whole package. But you're your own person, Luke. You don't have to follow his footsteps." Luke blinked, taken aback by Tom's word. It was as if he was hearing someone arc out his deepest insecurities for the first time. "What are you getting at?" he asked, worried at Tom's intentions. Tom smiled, his eyes gleaming with a calculated intensity. I'm offering you an opportunity, Luke, to be more than just Jordan's little brother. To stand out on your own. I can help you navigate this place, help you find your own path away from all those expectations." Luke hesitated, torn between his instinct to stay away from Tom and the tantalizing offer to feel. Finally, stepping out of his brother's shadow, he had seen what happened to those who had crossed Tom. But he also couldn't deny the appeal of being seen for who he was, not for what he was expected to be. "What do you want from me?" Luke asked, his voice betraying a mix of curiosity and fear. Tom smiled wide, sensing Luke's interest. "I want nothing more than to see you succeed, Luke. But success comes with making the right decisions. Knowing the right people. Stick with me, and I'll make sure you're not just another face in the crowd. You'll have this respect and privilege." Luke felt a strange thrill at the prospect, the idea of finally breaking free from his brother's shadow, too tempting to resist. He knew it was dangerous to get involved with Tom Rodriguez, but the allure of finally being recognised for who he was rather than who he wasn't was overpowering. "I'll think about it," Luke finally said, trying to keep his voice steady. Tom nodded approvingly. "Take your time, but remember, opportunities like this don't come around often. When you're ready, you know where to find me." As Tom turned to leave, Luke felt a knot of anxiety tighten in his stomach. He knew he was playing with fire, but the chance of finally stepping his own identity was powerful to ignore. The seeds of manipulation had been planted, and as Luke walked out of the classroom, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had just taken the first step down a very dangerous path. Oh, you have. Look, you have.